right, welcome here, guys. We're going to be working on a fun project today. We're going to be making these adorable little envelopes out of copper sheet today. So we're going to transform this piece of copper into these little envelopes. A super simple and easy job. I'm going to give you guys just a minute to hop on in. Before we get started, I'm just going to let you guys know my name's Heather Powers from Humble Beads, and I'm a bead maker, jewelry designer, author, illustrator, and your all-around creative muse. It's my job every week to get those beads off of your bead table and into some jewelry. So that's what I'm all about here today. And if you guys are part of the Humble Beads VIP group, you know that Love Letters is our mood board challenge theme for February and March. You have until the end of March to create a piece of jewelry inspired by the mood board. Here you can go in any direction you want, whether it's color, theme, a motif that you see on here, however direction you want to go. You just have to create a piece of jewelry using Humble Beads or beads from my Humble Beads website and enter it into the Humble Beads VIP party group. And at the end of March, well, actually you have until the end of March to enter, and then April 1st I'll be drawing one random winner to win a $50 gift certificate. So not only do you win by creating something beautiful, but you have a chance to win some beads. Let me just say hi to everyone watching today. Hi, Wendy and Susan and Em. I love that you've been waiting all morning. Howdy, Judy. And we got Cheryl from Southwest Florida, where it's hot there. Cheryl, we have some sunshine, so I'm going to pretend it's hot here too, although I think it's like not even 40 degrees. Hi, Denise, watching from YouTube, and Debbie and Kathy. Hello. Well, okay. Hi, Susan Deithman and Bonnie and Barbara. Okay, so what do you guys think of the little adorable envelopes? When I made them the first time, I was like, oh. I kept squealing over it. So, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you may know that I'm slightly obsessed with all things stationery and wax stamps. So I used a little brass rivet here to mimic a wax stamp. These just crack me up. I love them. So I used copper that I got from the hardware store. Ace Hardware. If you have a local Ace Hardware, they sell sheets of copper. And this one's been cut down to 1 inch wide. Oops, my little tape measures got chewed up. 1 inch wide, and then I cut these 5/8 inch wide. So they're 5/8 of an inch by 1 inch. 1 inch, 1 inch wide. I mean long. 5/8 inch wide. Important to know. Oh, all right. Hi, Nancy, Norma. I see you guys are popping in here still. Nancy from Ann Arbor. I know, the envelopes are so cute. The best thing about it, guys, I'm super excited, is that they are incredibly easy to make. Very rudimentary metalworking skills are going to be needed, and just very few tools. Probably most of them you already have. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am just going to, you would use a ruler because you don't have my little template here, but I'm just going to mark a little mark there of where I want to cut. These are metal shears. You can get these at Amazon or your local bead store. There's lots of different styles of metal shears. I definitely recommend either a pair that look like a pair of scissors, or what are the other one? They're spring-loaded in the middle. Both of those are going to be easier on your hands. If you have trouble with your hands, you know, from age or arthritis or anything, I recommend the scissor ones because they're the easiest to work with. So I am going to, another thing, if you're new to using metal shears, you always cut in the center of your scissors, never the tip. You don't want to use the tip to cut the metal because that will curl the metal. So I'm just moving the shears along my piece here as I cut. And I'm actually going to use this little guy to measure my second piece. And I think I can get this just in one fell swoop. Just one cut. Okay, so they're curled on the edge, and I'm going to hammer those down just a tiny bit. I am really sorry, guys. I can't remember what the thickness of this metal is. I cannot remember the gauge. I'll have to put it on the Facebook page, but if you just go into the hardware store, you can see it's a rather thin one. It's not too thin, but it's not real thick. It's Jesse, do you remember what the gauge was of that other one that we use? No. It's like 0.015, I think. Yeah, that was not cool of me to not look that up for you guys real quick. I will definitely put that in the group. I mean, not the group, but the Facebook page. I'll post a little picture of the finished earrings and then put that in the group. Okay. I'm going to just trim off the corners just a tiny bit, just so I don't have to fight with trimming, trying to sand them or file them off. So I'm just going to cut off those corners. And I'm actually going to work on both of these at the same time. I recommend just doing each step on both of them if you're making a pair of earrings. That way you can keep things looking pretty uniform. Okay, the other specialized tool you're going to need is a flat file. And you can use any kind of flat file you have, a metal jeweler's flat file. It can be a big fat one of those bastard files. It's the name of it. I'm not cussing at the files. This is just an inexpensive flat file, and you're going to put the metal piece on your bench block. This is your steel bench block. Oh, Aurora, you can buy the metal at your local hardware store. If you guys have a Ace hardware store in your area, they carry sheet metal like this. And then I will also put a resource. I'll do a post on my Facebook page and let you know where you can buy. Actually, you can buy cut strips like this ready to go, and then you'll just have to cut them this way. Those little strips. There's an Etsy seller who sells those strips that I bought from, and I will post that too. Great question. Okay, so I just did this without talking you through. You're going to file in one direction. You don't saw back and forth. You just file one direction. And I'm going to go around the corners first, filing away from me and down. And I'm using the bench block to hold it and keep things steady and secure. I'm going to do it all along the edge. And what you're trying to do is get this filed off so that there's no burrs or parts that will scratch or poke you. And I'm just going to demo the one earring charm for the video, and you won't need to see it both. Once you see me do this one, you'll be like, oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so just going all along, making sure I am filing this away and down. Okay, that feels pretty good. I have a little bit of sharpness along the top here. So I'm going to file that, and then I turn it over, and I'm just going to go along all the edges, filing towards the center of my piece. And you just go nice and slow. No need to rush this part. Jesse gets very zen when he's filing metal. Okay, I'm going to take sandpaper. This is a 400 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to sand the edges on the front, on the side, and on the back. I'm going to do that all the way around my piece. Okay, Susan, I am so sorry. I did not look up the gauge of this, and I will do that. I'm gonna take a guess, and I think it's 26 gauge, but let me look it up, and I'm gonna do a post right after the video today with the photo of the earrings and all the information, the gauge of the metal, and where to buy it if you don't have some in your studio already. Okay, so now I can run my fingers all along here, and it's super smooth. There's nothing catching anywhere on there. The next step I'm going to do, I'm going to take my ball peen hammer, and I'm going to lightly hammer all along the edge of my envelope, and that gives us this little, see that little texture that we have all along the envelope? That's what I'm going for. So I'm not hitting on the piece directly, I'm hitting on the edge where it meets the bench block. And you don't have to use a lot of force, just a gentle little tap all the way around will give you that texture. Okay, so there's my piece so far. I got that little edge all around there. I'm going to take, this is 400 aught, so 4444, I mean 0. Yeah, 4 aught, 40. Super fine steel wool. And I'm just going to run this along the front and the back to clean up my metal. And this will also give a brushed metal finish on the back of our charm, so it looks nice and finished. And I'm using this in a circular motion, going evenly over the whole surface. Okay, now my next special ingredient is 18 gauge steel wire, and you will find this at the hardware store. This is galvanized steel wire. You can get, it doesn't have to say galvanized, it can be any kind of steel wire, whatever variation your hardware store has, but you want it to be 18 gauge steel wire. The steel wire is very stiff, and it's going to leave a really nice line, which is going to make the line on our envelope. So I just cut about 3 inches here, more than you need. Yeah, Aurora, I am not bothered by the steel wool, but if you are, just throw on a pair of gloves before you handle it, and that will help you. Yeah, I know some people, my mom can't stand to touch it either. Okay, I just used my pliers and bent this into a little bit of a V, and I think I want this to be a little straighter, so I'm going to straighten up my sides. Okay, maybe just a little bit straighter on this side. So you can see I've just made a little angle on my wire to mimic the shape of an envelope. I have some painter's tape here. You could also use washi tape if you don't have painter's tape. You're going to hold that down nice and steady and tape it down so that that's not going to go anywhere on you. I am going to hammer, so if you need to turn your thing down, it won't take me long. I'm just going to do even hammering along the wire here. Okay, and that has given me a nice sharp line on my piece. So you guys can see that nice sharp line. Now I'm going to take my 1.5 millimeter hole punch, and I'm going to punch right at the center of the envelope where I'm going to have my little rivet to mimic the wax seal. And then I'm going to do a hole up here in the corner because I like it. They're not hanging straight. They're kind of at a little angle when you wear them. And I think that adds a little bit of whimsy to it. So depending on how you like it, I just think it looks better hung that way. So I'm going to punch my little hole right here in the corner, top corner. And now where I've punched, it's a little jagged. So I'm going to take my ball peen hammer and just give it a little tap. All right, now we're going to use the nail head rivets from Vintage. These are brass ones, and they're the 1.5 millimeter wool ones. Brass ones. I was reading you guys about the wool splinters. I know it definitely can bother a lot of people. I don't know why it doesn't bother me. I think make sure you don't cut your steel wool. That makes a difference. Pull it. This is super, super fine steel wool. It's almost soft. So maybe that is the difference. Key card or old credit card, old debit card, old gift card, whatever you have that's that plastic card, you're going to punch a 1.5 millimeter hole in it with your punch. And this is going to give you the perfect size for your rivet, the perfect length. So I'm going to stick my rivet in here, turn it upside down. I'm going to use my hole punched in my card and push that all the way down so it's flush to my piece. And I'm going to take my flush cutters and cut right at the same level as the card. And this is the perfect size for your rivet. Now when you hammer your rivet, you're going to be hammering all around the rivet, not just straight down, but all around the edges of your rivet. And that's going to splay out the metal so that it catches on the back. And just work nice and slow, no race. Okay, so it's gotten pretty flat. It's definitely over the hole. So I'm now going to just take the flat side of my ball peen hammer and tap it a few times to get it nice and smooth. I don't want that to catch on anyone's skin. Okay. So there we go. There we have our waxed seal. And then I did just take the ball peen hammer and just distress that little wax seal just a tiny bit. Could you use a head pin? Bonnie, the problem with the head pin is that it's not going to be thick enough. You need something that the reason it works is because this is 1.5 millimeters thick, just like our hole, so that they fit nice and snug together. A head pin won't spread out enough for you to use it this way. So the rivets, we have them on the website, or you can get them from Vintage too. Now, at this stage, I took it and threw it into a vat of, no, into a little bowl of the liver of sulfur extended life gel. This is my favorite stuff. It's from Bead Smith. You can get it from your local bead store, Amazon, or wherever you buy your metal smithing tools. Okay, so we're going to just pretend that this one is antiqued. I can antique it later, and so I'm not gonna worry about that. I can antique it after it's all finished. And I'm going to use these little guys. Were little special beads I've been throwing in gifts in orders that are $50 or more this week. So if you order $50 or more, you get a set of these. If you had ordered the artisan collection set, you also get a really pretty set of disc beads in your package that would work really well. I'm going to use a forget-me-not spacer here in a teal color. And then I have a copper flower spacer, and these can be found on the website. And then my O bead, a 4mm glass O bead, and I pick those up from Cassandra Beads to Live By. She always has a great selection. Or you can also get them from Rustic River Finds from our buddy Trish over in Galena. And then I'm going to use a 9mm flower bead, and we have those in quite a collection of colors on the website. They're little petite ones, and they look really cute. Okay, so the last ingredient is 18 gauge parawire, not 18, 20 gauge parawire. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to cut about 5 inches here. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I'm going to form a loop. I'm going to do this loop a little bit elongated, just so that my piece can move around, have some movement. Okay, you're going to do your loop, and then you're going to open this up and slide on your charm. Okay, we're going to pretend that this charm has already been antiqued. And I'm going to wrap around 2 times tightly with my wire, and then I'm going to wrap around twice on top of those first 2 wraps, so that I get that messy wrap look, get a nice thick wrap going on. And you want to make sure that's tucked under there nice and tightly. And then I see it's kind of at an angle, so I'm going to take my pliers and just squish it down so that it's going to be laying flat. Okay, and now we're going to do the forget-me-not spacer, the O bead spacer, your disc bead, the little leaf, I love these little leaf bead caps, and then the 9mm flower, and I'm going to put it so that the there's always like the hole is either in between 2 petals or on top of 1 petal, and I put it so that it's on top of the 1 petal. It fits in a little better into that area. And I'm going to make another loop on top. I'm going to do a larger loop on the top so that it's similar to the one on the bottom, not quite as long, but is wide, just so that it looks like I did that on purpose. Oops. And I'm going to wrap around 2 times tightly, and then 2 times on top of that. 1 to 2, depending on how much wire I have here. Looks like I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to do it 1 more time. Okay, cut that off, and then I used a 9.25 millimeter jump ring and attached the ear wire to the jump ring. Oh yeah, I haven't done the rosebuds for a while, Debbie. I thought I was really inspired by the roses, those vintage roses in the inspiration images that I had found. Okay, we're going to grab 2 chain nose pliers, open up this big jump ring. It's a nice thick jump ring, adds really great little texture to it and balance to the whole design. I like it a lot. Throw that on there and close it up, and then that is going to be our finished earring. And I hope you guys love, well, I'm going to antique that later, so we're going to pretend this is the one I just made. And doesn't the antiquing add so much to it? So once you antique it, you put it in the liver of sulfur gel, you follow the directions on the bottle, then you rinse it off with water, and then you're going to take your steel wool and just gently rub your steel wool along the top until you get the desired copper showing through on your charm. Are these adorable? Look really cute for earrings. They'd also look cute as a charm. If you got a slightly thicker, well, this is even thick enough. Once you hammer it along the outside edge, it won't move. Before you hammer it, you have quite a bit of I can bend it, and then hammering along the edge work hardens it, and that helps it keeps its shape so that you could use these as charms on bracelets or a pendant. So very versatile. You could even make them larger. You know, you could do a little 2x1 piece and make it as a bracelet cuff. That would be super cute, right? And yes, Susan, if you wanted to keep your surface a little bit longer of the same patina, you could put a little light coat of Renaissance wax on it. Not necessary though. It may darken a little bit over time, and then you can just rub it with the steel wool again if you wanted to lighten it up. All right, super easy, super simple. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We have a very short video today. That's all there is. Oh my gosh, Lynn, that's so cute. You could totally do a holiday one with letters to Santa, you guys. I love that. You could also do a little charm that had an X and O on it, or a little heart charm with these. So many ideas. Oh, Denise, I love that. This brings back the memory of your dad using string with with the wax in the seal to do it. I love wax seals. I'm totally digging them. You guys have seen the one that I have on the website with the, what are those little white flowers called? Oh, totally losing my mind today. Anyways, it's a little floral one. Lily of the Valley. That's what the ones on my website are that I used a wax stamp. And then on Friday, you guys, I am going to be doing a coffee break, and at 3 p.m. Sorry, I'm just reading through your comments here. I'm going to be doing the coffee break at 3 p.m. and we are going to be going over the Love Letters collection. I'm going to walk you guys through what I put in here, what I was thinking of, and And we're going to do a project with the items. I'm going to share some design tips with you for the items that are in the package. I have 2 of these left. I'm going to put them on the website right now for you guys. That's it. If you guys order $50 or more this week, and I've been putting these in your orders that have gone out, but for any orders placed between now and Friday, we'll be adding in a set of these for you guys. And so you'll have your own little rosebuds discs to make a pair of earrings, or use them however you want. All right, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I'm going to look up the gauge of this metal that I used and post that for you guys. All right, so looking forward to hanging out with you guys on Friday and talking about the Love Letters collection and sharing some design ideas with you guys. All right. So that's going to be Friday, Aurora. So you'll be at home, not at your dentist. And you can watch us because today's only Wednesday, but today is March 1st. Oh, this? Sorry, Jess was interrupting me. Yeah, so Friday, 3 o'clock, we're going to be doing the coffee break, and I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys. And then enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to finish orders and then watch the new Mando series on Disney, The Mandalorian. I love Star Wars. I'm super nerdy. I can't help it. I'm all nature, romantic, love poetry, but then I'm a nerd and love science fiction and Star Wars and all of that too. That's the whole package. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Candy, happy early birthday. Yay. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Have fun making these. If you make a pair of these, share them in the Humble Beads VIP group. I want to ooh and all over them because they're so adorable. So I am going to make the supply list. I'm going to do that post right now. And then I will be adding those 2 love letter collections that I have left on the website. All right, guys. Yes. Make Star Wars jewelry. I don't know if I would do that. Helene, are you talking about logging into the website? If you are, to check on an order, email me. But if you're trying to just place an order, you don't need to log on to the website to place an order. You'll add your information at the end of the shopping cart, and then it won't ask you to log in to place your order. All right, guys, you take care, and I will see you on Friday, and have a good week. Yeah, Helene, you don't need to log on to the website unless you are logging in to look at your orders. And then if that's the case, go ahead and email me at humblearts@gmail.com, and I can reset your password for you. But if you're just trying to place an order, you don't need to log into anything. If you don't have a login account already, it'll create one for you. And if you do have an account already, once you enter your email, it'll just sign you back in. All right, Janice, I know, Grogu. I love that little guy. Oh. Okay, you can't see the Humble Beads. Like, my website isn't popping up for you, Helen. Go ahead and I'll have to check that out. My website should definitely be up. And feel free to email me and let me know what's going on for you. And we will try to get that straightened out for you. And that's humblearts@gmail.com.